I've been running strategy sessions and doing leadership development and running innovation sessions for my clients for about 20 years. And then I got a chance to try and see if these things really worked in the real world, because I got a chance to run an organization, 2,500 people big. That's huge. 9 countries, an American nonprofit, huge business. Well, it wasn't really a business, it's a nonprofit, right? Here was a chance for me to see if these things really do work. So we'd had zero growth in 10 years. In fact, just before I took over, we ranked last in the world. Last in the world. Our district was number 81 out of 81. That's pretty bad. But 3 years later, when I took over, we had 12% growth in a single year. We grew more in that 1 year than we had in the previous 10 years combined. And what I'm particularly proud of is that right now, as I sit here right now, 5 years later, that growth has continued. We're now 50% bigger than we were 5 years ago. And I'm not even involved anymore. That means that the culture that we put in there, the leadership styles and the lessons that we learned, we embedded into the organization. Now, I'm not saying that you're a world-class organization, but I can say that if we can take a world-class organization and make it into a world-class organization, then I think we may have something for you. You see, we had to overcome 10 years of learned helplessness. I'm guessing that in your business, there might be some pockets of people who are a bit miserable, but we're operating off a much higher base, or we're coming from a much higher base in your organization. So we've got this leadership program, and I wanted to share it with you. We've called it World Last to World Class. And here are the 5 things that we learned about building an organization for sustained growth. That's the most important thing for the sustained growth. I've got them on my computer down here, so I'm just going to look down. The first one is we had to build a vision. And in fact, we've got a whole module on how do you go around building that vision and how do you go around communicating that vision. And that's got to do with strategy, and it's also got to do, of course, with innovation. The next thing is you've got to empower the team. You have to have an emotionally healthy team. You have to have a diverse team. We learned that quite quickly. We had to have a team where you could empower the team, and you have to have a culture in the team where people can be honest, where they can make mistakes, where they can experiment, and when they can succeed, because that's what you want. What we learned in this whole exercise was that there are no weak organizations, only weak leadership. And where does the leadership manifest? It comes from the teams. You have to have strong teams. The third thing what we had to do was you have to empower that team. And that means coaching the leadership. It means devolving the decision-making all the way down to its lowest possible level. And that's quite hard to do. And it's very scary to do that sometimes. But we have techniques, we've learned how to do that, and it works incredibly well. The fourth thing we had to do was we had to track our progress. So we had systems where we tracked our progress on a weekly basis. We knew exactly what our KPIs were as an organization, and each team knew exactly what they had to achieve. And we had a dashboard that tracked that progress, and we had meetings around tracking that progress, and we knew how to get people excited around the progress that they were or weren't making. And then finally, it's about conflict. If you're having an emotionally healthy organization, you have to have a healthy way of dealing with conflict. That was the most important thing I thought that we learned was you can disagree without being disagreeable. So what we've done is we've got 6 hours of audio that you can buy. It's a 6-week program. You can actually buy it. We'll send you an hour of audio every week. You can click on the link, no problem. You can purchase it outright. Or if you prefer, we'll come and we'll run the leadership program in your organization. We'll empower those teams. We'll help those leaders become more coaching leaders. We'll get your teams more emotionally intelligent, more resilient. We'll make sure that you know how to build a vision and get people excited around that vision. And then we'll throw in the audio free of charge. That'll be part of the fee. So I'll tell you what, I've said it before, I'll say it again, there are no weak organizations. There are only weak leadership. That's what we've learned. And we've found a way that works to strengthen your leadership. So of course you don't have to do it. You can keep doing what you're doing, and you're doing fine, by the way. You're not world last. I think you could do better though. And if you've watched all the way here, you think you can do better as well. So I'll tell you what, click on the link. We'll send you a summary of what I've talked about. We'll send you some information. And I'll tell you what, if you fill in the form, we'll call you. We'll call you and set up a meeting and see if you're right for taking this organization of yours, or from learning the lessons that we learned to take our organization from world last to world class. I look forward to your success, and click on that link.